Alright, I am locked and loaded for my first solo camping trip. I think I got everything sorted. This hill is kind of narrow. Techie. Good test for what can be accomplished with the camping setup. Alright, I am locked and loaded for my first solo camping trip. I think I got everything sorted. I had a shakedown ride. Everything worked pretty good. This bag was a little far forward and it made going downhill on technical stuff kind of tough. So I moved this back just a little bit. Got all my stuff packed up. I'm wearing a big heavy pack also. Got all my gear and I can barely get my leg over that and I'm ready to roll. Let's get the computer started here. We'll call this a gravel ride. And here we go. We're gonna head up the hill, pavement for 20 minutes, and then dirt for probably another half hour or so before we get to where we're going. And on top of that, I rode a pretty damn aggressive 50-miler off-road dirt bike on my Husky this morning with the crew. So I'm already pre-smoked, so gonna sleep well tonight. Well, there's a bunch of side-by-sides. That's the death of all access, especially when they fucking park in a road like that. This thing goes good up and down the highway, so we got that part dialed. Now let's see. I did ride some rocky chunky stuff a couple days ago. Moved just a couple things around on the back. I don't know if I'm going to hit any single track today. I had originally planned on it, but I'm kind of tired from the ride we did earlier today. Might just sort of take it easy up to my camp spot. Yeah, it's Sunday. It's like 6 o'clock, so everybody should be gone. Just had to do a little luggage adjustment here. But taking some chill single track here. This is cool. This isn't really any easier. The bike's kind of top heavy, so this side to side stuff is not like riding the Husky this morning, that's for sure. But yeah, it'll do. Might hit some more technical single track later. So I've got a few fun two-strokes in the garage for trail riding, and the reason I picked up Stella was to do stuff like this. You know, went through the whole bike, basically rebuilt everything. Stella had about 6,000 miles on it when I got it. Baja was a great test. I think we did, I don't know, 1,200 miles in I think 7 days. No camping. I had some light bags on it, but the bike proved to be just bomb-proof, reliable. And I've been dual sporting it, doing, you know, some big 150-mile days. So kind of the plan is, and who knows if I'll even enjoy it, is be able to leave from home, hit some light duty, kind of ADV kind of stuff, camp, leave all the stuff camp, and then do some riding for real and hit some single track and all that, you know, with the bags either off or empty. But it'd be a good test to ride some single track, some stuff with the bags on. Just kind of see exactly what I am capable of loaded down here. That's what today is all about, and then we're gonna get the stuff sorted for camping. Here's that single track I was debating on hitting. We'll see how it goes. It starts off pretty chill. Actually, just when you're riding, it's not a big deal, but with all this weight and these bags on here, interesting to see how real lagos are. Feel that huge saddlback bumping me in the butt. So this is kind of the zone I was shooting for. There's some cool spots up in here. Shady, the aspen's good. That's a good one over in there. There's a really cool one up here. Let's go suss it out. It's up here on the left. This spot's taken, but it's Sunday. This is the spot. Ooh, there's some good grass over there. I think this is going to be our place. And if you want to check it out, there is good view up here. That's where we're going to do it. I think I'm just going to set up right over in here. All right, just about 20 miles to get here. Probably half and half. I think it's like 12 on the road, and the rest of that is on dirt. So time to unpack this. It's a good spot. Beer in hand, everything's set up. Time to relax. Kind of show you where we're at here. I got my jet boil up here. And just made some food. Waiting for that to simmer. Got some pretty darn good views up here. Too bad there's a fire ban. But, I mean, who we kidding? It's Colorado. There's always a fire ban. This is a spot that I've ridden by a bunch of times and thought, oh, this would be a cool place to camp. So here we are. Got the bike kind of parked out of the way here. Got my tent set up. Kind of a shit show here, but figured out something to do with it. I did not bring a camp chair, but there's a lot of cool places to sit up here, and I think I'm just going to kick it and wait for my food and read a book. So this is kind of why I got this spot. That's pretty good. Well, I just finished getting everything all packed up, and that was kind of a test. It took me 35 minutes in total breaking down to get to this point where I am. Got my costume on and ready to get back on the bike. So that's good. It was a good night last night. It rained a little bit, got some reading in, speaking about doing the work, all that. Did a lot of work last night, a lot of introspection, solo, away from electronics and all the things. It was kind of nice. So I haven't even fired this thing up this morning yet. See how she does. She's in gear. Just like that. I'm gonna let Stella warm up for a tad, and then we'll be rolling. Alright, we're rolling. We're gonna catch some single track on our way out of here. We'll be on some roads the right time. Clouds are starting to form over the big mountains. We're starting to get some sprinkles here and there. A little rain last night. Can't even really tell on this dirt. That's how dry it's been. It's kind of cool to sit in a tent and read. You know, I finished reading Nietzsche, what is it, Beyond Good and Evil, and he didn't really leave any answers, more just questions. Question everything. And kind of moved on. Got a book by, this is going to be interesting here. We're actually going to take the easy way because I don't want the back end coming up too much. There we go. I did repack some stuff in my saddlebag. Moved it to the pannier so it packs a lot lower. It feels way better. So anyway, picked up a book by who was he survived a concentration camp, and he was a clinical psychologist. I'm going to stop for a second here and do some readjusting. Alright, so the problem I keep having with the luggage is that basically it's the tent poles. We've got kind of an old school one-man tent for backpacking, but the poles are like 18 or 19 inches long. They're too long for the panniers, so I've got them kind of underneath the top bag and the seat, just sort of strapped in tight, and they keep wanting to come out, but I think I got it now. So yeah, I picked up Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. That was a pretty easy read. I basically read through it in a couple days. Finished it last night. Been a rainstorm in the tent, which is kind of cool. And, you know, much like any other real philosophical book, there's not really any answers, just more questions. Man's search for meaning. We're definitely still searching. I think I got it dialed. My own stuff, on the other hand, not dialed. You know, I think a while back I was talking about, you know, always moving forward, and it wasn't always following a rhythm of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but generally forward. I feel lately, after a lot of steps of moving forward, I've moved back significantly, kind of in my own healing of my own garbage. You know, where I have to remind myself that still moving forward, still learning, dealing with attachment and what it is exactly that I'm attached to. And I think maybe for other people like myself that might struggle with attachment, I think in order to really deal, you've got to really be able to pinpoint what it is actually that I'm attached to. Not even knowing that, that's tough. Starting to make my way back. Changed up the route from what I had in my head even this morning. Kind of how I like to do. Ride without aim, without agenda. Have the liberty to take it when I need to. get this set up, so I didn't have anything really on the back of the saddle, or maybe just like a teeny tiny little bit back there. Carry everything in panniers. It'd be way better. And it wouldn't take much, but I need a smaller tent and a smaller bag, or at least a significant change in one. So that's what's occupying the most space in my side bags. But I probably could pack a little bit lighter too. Yeah, I can definitely pack lighter. You know, I packed as if I was going to be gone for a couple of days, being self-sufficient and relatively comfortable. But you know, if I did it so I was hitting, you know, a town or a gas station every day, wouldn't have to bring near as much stuff. Well, that's it. Back on this road, a little bit of pavement. Back home, probably be home in about a half hour. I'm stoked. That was a sweet little camping trip. Learned quite a bit.